about the social entrepreneurship model, which is in response to the United Nations, and also, of course, to answer the what we call the objective of today's conference or World Conference on Social Sciences. Okay, so I'll be starting with my quotation. So that will basically in relation to the presentation that I'll be making today. So a story is something we can create, redirect, or change altogether. Yet, we should not always desire the happy, beautiful storylines, because the best growing experiences are often the result of the most trying and painful episodes. It was written in 2015. So as you can see there, if we will be talking about how people lived, most of us are aiming to be on top every time that we are competing. Take note, all of us are competing, not only to other people, not only from one country to the other country, but we are also competing to ourselves because we want to prove something which is beneficial, not only to ourselves, to our family, to our community, but around the world. This is exactly the main reason why I have presented you my quotation. So our story is something we can create, redirect, or change altogether, because this is the platform of which we can redirect the attentions of the people to a certain extent that sharing information and knowledge to all would definitely benefit many of us human. Yet we should not always desire the happy, beautiful storylines of which the thinking of those people who just simply attain a simple achievement means a lot to them. But definitely behind the back, they are experiencing difficulties in living. Also, of course, in the process, they have been encountering a lot of problems, issues, and concerns that we are supposed to solve to be able to contribute something for the growth and development of the world. Because the best growing experiences are often the result of the most trying and painful episodes. Yes, you cannot be considered successful unless otherwise you have experienced the most trying and painful episodes of your life. And that was written in 2015. Why do I have to say this? It is because I'll be talking about the objectives first, delineate a different entrepreneurship focus in its possibilities in the present market scene. Yes, people are finding difficulties looking for something for a living, especially nowadays that pandemic still at its height. But people are suffering from pain already. So once that we have done this, most probably we can say, yes, we have made it. Present and comprehend the model of social entrepreneurship that I'll be presenting you today on my own model. Critically evaluate the importance of social entrepreneurship, especially nowadays that we, all of us around the world, are experiencing difficulties brought about by pandemic. This is basically a result that I have made from my research, of which I could possibly share something, new ideas to other people to start their own, even a very micro and a very simple way of living to our new or now normal society. So the premise of social entrepreneurships are the following. The social entrepreneurship, the concept before of those people without even experiencing the pandemic. But I have developed this idea because of the existence of pandemic. The business from home through mobile platform. So as you can see, it is very rampant that even as a 6-year-old girl can do a business through online for as long as she or he could possibly use the application using the social media. Growing importance of social responsibility. This is exactly the focus of the United Nations and most of the nations of today, to sustain our Earth, our only Mother Earth, without even harming, without even contributing something to decay, to devastate the Mother Earth. This is what the thinking of most of the researchers of today, to look for something alternative, raw materials, to be able to produce a product that will benefit the people at large without even harming our environment. Also, of course, the people. Increasing diversity and mean of the green business ideas. So plant, greening the environment, making renewable resources in producing products, looking for alternatives, etc. So specialized business education. This is what we are having now. Online learning and teaching, of which people are not fan of. There's a lot of what we call issues and concern regarding the health of the people. Having 4 to 8 hours faced with the internet. Also, of course, when it comes to connectivity, sore eyes because of the more than 4 hours of interface with the computer, with the cell phone, or all the gadget, etc. So that is why we have created these things. And even the young entrepreneurs' involvement in relation to work from home or business from home. This is really what we are now. The young entrepreneur think of a lot of things for them to at least share something for the family, to generate income, to help their expenses, to solve some problem issues financially, to be exact, especially nowadays. And from those particular premise, I have developed a 360 degrees social entrepreneurship. What is 360 degrees social entrepreneurship all about? It has something to do with the minds of those young people, and also, of course, those people who haven't experienced doing business. And that idea basically initiated the researcher, yours truly, to come up with an idea on how to share something to our community, to develop a sound business mind, critical thinking, etc. And this is the result of what I have done. The CNM model of social entrepreneurship means despise and 20, and that exactly this model. So this social entrepreneurship creates and establishes characteristics of a good social entrepreneur. And these characteristics are skills, personality, interests, critical thinking, empathy, and research. These are the 6 different characteristics that a social entrepreneur should have. So let's talk one by one. Let's discuss it one by one. So let's talk about the skills. Most probably you are thinking of what are the different skills that a person needs to be able to establish a business in line with community, in line with society, in line with people within a certain group. And that talks about the skills. And it has something to do with the teach idea. And what does it mean? That a person should be technical. Yes, it is a way to be able to execute what is in your mind. Let's say, for example, production of candy. It is not that easy to produce candy. You have to know what are the different processes involved in the productions of candy. Also, of course, if it is more talk about scientific investigation, you have to follow certain procedures, etc. And you should be ethical. Ethical in the sense that you are supposed to involve or follow certain rules and regulations, specifically the law of the land, wherein the production of this thing should conform with the standard. what is a standard set by the government, etc. And you should be aesthetical. Aesthetical in a sense that you can create a what we call the model, or you can think of what should be the best that would possibly be accepted by the customer, by the people, wherein the people will be the one to approve of what you have in mind. Also, of course, you are supposed to be communicative in a sense that you can relate to other people, specifically when it comes to conveying and sharing ideas with other people. If you will be introducing your product to your customer, it is very easy if you are that communicative. And when we are talking of communication, it is not only verbal. You have to have the written and other sign languages. Also, of course, you must be good in human relation. How to relate to other people, to your coworkers, to your co-team, or to those people who are fond of doing researches that will definitely give you some information to improve the process of producing your own products. So take note, for the skill of a person, you have to have the teacher. And for the skills like technical, it has something to do with the planning, organizing, leading, applying, reviewing, and controlling. So that is focusing on the technical aspect. The one that I have established is on the skills. So technical has something to do with the planning. You should know, you should be able to come up with what is in your mind, what should be the activities involved in doing your activities, in producing a goods or services. You have to be organized. What should be the first step, the second step, the fourth step, or what are the materials involved in the execution of the first step? You have to know how to lead people in the organization. You have to coordinate and cooperate with other members of the organization. And that's how an organization, you as being a researcher, you as being the owner of your business, can relate to what you are supposed to attain. The next one is applying. This is what we call the application of what you have in mind, what you have written in your plan. And you have to review. Once that you have done everything, is there something wrong to fix the gap between what you have executed or what is in the plan? So most probably you can intervene, you can remodel, you can change what is in the plan for the betterment of your product. And also, of course, controlling. It is a matter of identifying what should be the subject once that you have encountered these issues or concern. So that talks about technical from the teach. The other one is ethical. Ethical means you are supposed to be using the word tranche. Tranche means you must be tradition. You must observe traditions. It is because once that you are doing the process of doing goods and services, you have to follow the standards. What is set in your community, your country, your group, your community as well. In relation to tradition, there must be some rules to follow to be able to become ethical. You must be apropos. What does it mean by apropos? It must be appropriate to the culture, to the norms, and to what the practices of the people within the community. Most probably you're producing goods which is not appropriate to the people who believed in what? Something. Remember, you are doing that. You are doing the business for the betterment of the people. If the people will not buy your idea, your business will be considered trash. Also, of course, the norms and the culture per se. And there must be honesty within you. Honesty in a sense that all the things that you will be doing is in relation to the culture, tradition, the rules, apropos, and also, of course, the norm or the standards of the organization, of the community of a certain country. And from the teach, there you must be aesthetical. Aesthetical must be bubbly, unprecedented, inequality, legendary, and dainty. Dainty means what? Let's talk about bubbly. Bubbly in the sense that you are floating something. It must be original. It must be different. And it must be acceptable by the people. You must be unprecedented in relation to bubbly. So when we are talking here of bubbly, it has something to do with original. It has something to do with different, inequality, and comparable with other existing product. That is what we call innovation. And legendary, you are the only one. No one could ever compare you with the existing product that you have developed. And it must be dainty. Dainty in the sense that you must be beautiful and acceptable with the product that you have produced by the people you are supposed to consider customer. So another one is in relation to personality. Yes, you must establish a good personality to be able to convey easily the customer, especially nowadays in times of pandemic. And what does it mean by personality? Personality, Personality referring to the abnormal model. I am not referring to the negative characteristics or trait of a person, but I am referring to the attitude and the behavior. It must be normal in a sense that you can communicate perfectly with the people. You can give instructions to those people who you are working with. Normal attitude, normal behavior, in a sense that everything must go smoothly. That's the personality that a person should have, abnormal model. So take note again of the abnormal. It means everything must be in normal situation, normal condition, normal status of mind, body, spirit, and even your heart and emotion. So attitude and behavior. So the second one, or the next one is, talks about the interest. So your eagerness to move the people to a certain extent. And what does it mean by interest? Interest means step. The step model of the interest has something to do with the love to your society. Why do you need to produce product? Why do we have to build a certain business organization? Is it for the benefit of you, just to earn the profit? That is the second thought. Forget about it, especially nowadays. Share it with people. And that's the only thing we should do. Think about the society. How can we share to our society, to our community, to the people who are suffering from pain? And we have also to consider technology. That is why people keeps on developing a set of products to be able to improve the lives of the people, those people in the engineering world, those people in the business world, those people in the science world. Also, of course, education is very important for us, the people, to be aware of what is going on. Let them comprehend what is your importance as social entrepreneur in our society. So let them think, let them comprehend that what you are doing is for their own benefits. And also, of course, politics. We cannot deny the fact that even if your interest is to help grow the people to a certain extent, to help the people live, to help the people communicate, to help the people experience quality of life, even if we are experiencing pain. But there's a lot of people who keeps on politicking. Those people whom considered as self-serving individuals. They are just doing an action because they want to be famous. They are doing this because they want to create a name in the industry of politics. So take note for the interest. You have to have society. You have the step. Step means society, technology, education, and politics. So another consideration from the Spicer 20 as a model of social entrepreneur is critical thinking. Yes. Why is critical thinking is very important, especially if we will be developing a certain product, goods, or even services. If we will be talking about society, if we will be talking about environment, what contribution could I possibly share for the development and growth of our environment without even harming the environment? The use of, is it the use of what we call, let's say, renewable resources, energy, renewable resources of energy, such as solar panel? Haven't you noticed what will be the effect of the solar panel? If the direct sunlight definitely reaches a certain point on our earth, and there will be no trees, plants, or even animals, it will definitely dry the entire earth. But if you do know how, the technical thing, critically analyze everything you could possibly do to improve the solar system. The solar panel as a source of energy. And what does it mean by critical thinking? I am referring to the mind model. Mind model means modeling. What should be the best product for the people to satisfy? You have to be investing in a sense that even your time, effort, and yourself could be shared to other people. It is not only on money, or in a sense that we are talking about investing in relation to currencies. No, even yourself could be a rich source of investment because you will be dealing with your time, sharing your experiences to other people, and for these people to be aware of what is going on within their community. And also, of course, you have to be nurturing, the touch of nurturing. Nurturing in the sense that you have to be patient enough to be able to let these people think of what you are doing. The next one is delighting. Delighting means giving them satisfaction. Once that they have done something, since that you have extended your help, your hands, for these people to think of what should be done for themselves. After nurturing, after that they are already aware of what they are doing, you are giving delightment to these people. Because you could possibly see the sweetest smile worn by the people within the society. And the next one is, from the Spicer model, the empathy. Empathy means it is not just putting your feet into the shoes of other people, but you have to be with these people, especially in times of problems, in times of emergency, in times of pain and sorrow. So what does it mean? I'm talking about awit. Awit in Filipino or in Tagalog in the Philippines means sing or a song. And that song means a person or a social entrepreneur should always be available. Availability must be there. And a person must be willing to share something, especially the information, the technical thing, the process, even the steps, and even yourself. Willingness to share yourself, your time, and even your money inside your pockets. And there must be an interest, the genuinity or genuine thing that you can possibly share to your people. Now, you are not expecting something in return. What you have given is what you have done for them, for their goods. And in relation to the interest, thoughtfulness established. What does it mean by thoughtfulness? You must be loyal, you must be honest, in and out, and it reflects definitely on your face. That's how empathy means. That's how we define empathy in relation to saying. That is why those people who have genuinely shared themselves find happiness once the people he helped smile sweetly in front of you. Saying, even without saying thank you, it means thank you. You have done something good to us. Okay, and the next one to complete the model of social entrepreneur, Spicer 20 is on research. So we all know the one that the first speaker discussed is on research. Even the methods of research has been discussed and delivered well, perfectly. Then it is not complete the Spicer model without a research. It is a way to be able to innovate something, to see what are the possibilities of. Research means scholars. Scholars means that the person should always be systematic, critical, honest, organized, logical, analytical, rational, and again, sensitive to surrounding. Systematic follows the logical sequencing. The flows from the first to the last step. Critical in the sense that you have analyzed intensively the process. You must be honest because you will be doing and using, you will be collecting information, and those information turn into data. That data should be used to its main purpose. You don't have to add, you don't have to deduce or deduct, whatever it is, those are the things that you need to interpret. And you must be organized. As what I've said, part of the Spicer, that being organized is being efficient and also, of course, effective in doing things so. Logical, you have the reasoning, the right reasoning, what most probably the appropriate method to be used, the appropriate things to do, etc. You must be analytical in the sense that you can apply statistics and even mathematical modeling to be able to come up with the best results. And also, of course, deducing your conclusion and conclusion after recommendation. So rational in the sense that, will it be possible for the people to be satisfied? Will it be possible if the product that you have in mind or the idea that you have developed is appropriate to a certain group of people, etc. And also, of course, sensitive to surrounding. You must be ethical in the sense that you must be following and observing the existing laws. And also, of course, rules and regulations. And that's complete the Spicer 20. So the learning, the more you learn the language of social entrepreneurship, the more you become thirsty of enhancing and developing your prowess in utilizing it. Exactly. The more you practice the language of social entrepreneurship, the more you become eloquent in doing it. Because you are continuously doing what you are doing, you will be becoming an expert in the field of social entrepreneurship. Those are the activities of the people, to share the activities to other people and let these people develop their prowess as well and satisfied with what they are doing, the business, social business. And the more you practice the language of social entrepreneurship, the more you become public image. It is because people will definitely, especially those people who are satisfied with what you have shared, will definitely be the marketers spreading the news that there is someone like you sharing your time, effort, money, etc. even your intelligence, even yourself. It also goes, the more you become a public image, the more you become a public enthusiast, the more you became famous, the more humble you became. Enthusiast in a sense that you will not stop there. You will continuously doing what you are doing for the satisfactions of the people. And the more you become a public enthusiast, the more you become a social entrepreneur. And the more you become a social entrepreneur, the more you love the language of helping people. That's exactly the focus of 360 degrees social entrepreneurship, is spreading the 360 direction. It is not only to one position, one location, but around the globe should be benefited of your idea. Your very good idea should be considered best idea for the growth of the people, for the development of the people, for the happy world. And lastly, the more you love the language of social entrepreneurship, the more open-minded you become in helping others to grow and become social entrepreneurs. Hence, create an environment of productive nation. That's exactly what the 360 degrees model of social entrepreneurship is all about. Create an environment of productive nation and nation to the world. And that will be all. Thank you very much for listening. And I hope you have got something new today, and also, of course, which definitely help you to improve your life, to become social entrepreneur, and start your own social entrepreneurship programs for the benefits of the people anywhere in the world, from north, south, east, and west. Namaste, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from the Philippines.
Thank you very much, sir, and big hand for our professor Catalino Mendoza, sir, for such a brilliant presentation in SOSH 2021 World Summit on Social Science.